savings by age for each age group in the UK.
Right, let me move myself one sec. Right. So I just pause. I'm pausing it for a few seconds just so you lot can catch up on that. But yeah, that's mad. Look, under 25. I mean, when I was 24, I had 30 grand saved up. So when I was 24, I had 30 grand saved up, and that's when I was able to buy this property. I put down 13,600. That was a 10% deposit of £136,000 property. When I was 25 to 34, obviously putting down on a house and that, obviously I lost some money and that. Well, I invested money, should I say. But then obviously when I was 29, I think 28 or 29, I think, yeah, that's when I bought my second property, which is my first flat. And then at the age of 30, that's when I bought my second flat, which was my third property and that. So these times man's had money and that, but I just spend it on properties, innit? So yeah, but yeah, that's nuts. The average 25 to 34-year-old only has 3.5 grand in savings. The average 35 to 44-year-old only has basically 6 grand in savings. The average 45 to 54-year-old only has 10 grand. Blood, between the age of 45 and 54, unless you have hella assets and that, like whatever in it, your property, let's say, blood, you should be sitting on like fucking 100 grand easily, blood. Easily, right now, if I never invested no money in no properties and that, I'd be sitting on about 70 grand easily. Above 55, yeah, you should be well over 100 grand easily. Let me move myself back down here.
Okay, but these averages are heavily inflated by a few super rich people in each age group. I mean, Phil Foden, the footballer, he gets paid 200k a week and he sits right here in this category. The truth of it is that global saving rates are just not that impressive. In the UK, it sits at an average of about 5% on a monthly basis. In America, it's even lower than that. Cost of living, housing costs, shrinking real incomes, and a rise in ownership of luxury goods amongst the middle classes are all contributing factors. Many can't save, they just simply don't have the money. But many can, and they choose not to.
Yeah.
So if you're watching this and you save above 5% of your income on a monthly basis, you're doing better than most. Now, we just spoke about spending, didn't we? And that brings us on to our next section, how much I spend. Now, I want to tread very carefully here because there are many people in the UK and across the world that at the moment are borrowing to keep the lights on out of necessity. And I don't want to sit here and be like, oh, stop buying trainers and you can save some cash. There's plenty of people in the world that does apply to, but I also just want to recognise that life is a struggle for many out there. And these figures kind of highlight that. The latest data...
The reason why life is a struggle for many out there, because many out there don't struggle in their youth. So put it this way, yeah? In life, you're going to go through hard times and struggle. It's better to go through hard times and struggle when you're young so that you can be successful and live an easy and comfortable life when you're older, rather than, okay, don't go through no struggle, don't go through no hardship when you're young, but then when you're older, you're going to go through struggle and hardship because you chose to have the easy life when you was younger. My advice to anyone who's young watching this right now, go through the hardship, go through the struggle whilst you're still young, so that when you're older, you should be successful, you should be in a position to take it easy and have an easy life. Don't have an easy life when you're young, because inevitably, when you're older, you're going to have a hard life. All the people you know who are 50, 60, 70 years old that are struggling in that, I guarantee you, they did not go through no hardship, no struggle. They did not make no sacrifice throughout their youth. That's why they're older and they're struggling. And I guarantee you, most of the people that you see that are like 50, 60, 70 years old, that they're living good. They're all going through some sort of hardship, some sort of struggle. They're making investments and sacrifice and that. And now it's paid off for them, innit? Me, I'll be living a nice, easy, good life when I'm older, because in my youth, man did not go out partying and that. And I'm not saying that you're not allowed to party on a weekend and that, but man did not waste my money on these trainers, this car, this holiday and that. Nah. Yeah, man's just working hard, grinding, innit? And it's going to pay off, fam. Watch. Guarantee you. keep watching my channel, bro.
I found in a documentary from Channel 4, which I've linked below, says that a quarter of all Brits are currently borrowing money in order to pay for food and energy. But I also found a separate study that suggests 1/3 of homes in the UK live above their means, meaning that more goes out than comes in.
Yep.
But that data also includes people that have a lot of savings and investments, so it might be a little bit misleading. So let's first of all just look at the average household budget here in the UK. Obviously, these figures are a best guess, but this Nimble Fins article provided a great breakdown. They have everything on here. I'm not going to go through it all. Here's a quick snapshot of the main costs on screen for you if you want to pause.
I'll move this over so you lot can see. I'll hold it here for a few seconds. So yeah, pause it if you want to look at the figures for yourself, innit? I'll continue the video now.
But I've linked it below so you can have a look. But the headline is that they estimate that the average UK household consisting of 2.4 people spend £671 per week or £2,907 a month to cover living costs. Brits spend the most on transportation, housing and food. I don't know about you, but I see that food percentage and I think all I spend my money on is food.
Dump truck.
But